So today I'm going to explain to you guys how I managed to consistently get payouts. I managed to get 14 payouts on a single account. This was from November till now. Not this November, but the last one. So in a year, I've done 14 payouts on one account, which has returned me about almost 20%, I believe. So let's get to it. So the main thing here is that you need to make sure you take the A+ setups only. Now identifying the A+ setups is something that you need to figure out by having your confluences. How do you do that? You need to have your own rules, right? So what do you trade against? What do you not trade against? Okay. Now, I already have that, obviously. I'm going to show you guys an example of a trade I took this week, actually. So, sorry. Okay, perfect. There you go. So we had a 1 hour setup here for me. Okay. I'll make it too deep, but so I only trade on the higher time frame on my live accounts is what I said I'm going to do. So that is what I do. 1 hour and the 12 hour only. So on the 12 hour, we had a bearish close, which gives me a bearish bias. Then drop down to the 1 hour and I see a setup. So I keep it simple. I look for entry, which I got, and just put my stop loss at the top of the breaker zone and hold till 1 hour. As you can see, it ran way further. Now what I will do in these cases to make sure I secure a payout is once I am at the payout, I'll go break even. Okay, so usually I'll risk 2% on my live account, between 1 to 2. Here I risk 2%. Now if you risk 2%, you're gonna get to the payout way quicker than risking 1%, obviously, if it goes your way. So once you achieve that payout, which for me I need 1.2% with this prop firm, so then I'll go break even at about a 0.5 hour. I'll just go break even. Now I want to break even here, and it just ran straight into this direction anyway. So I managed to secure a payout and add a bonus on that because I risked 2%. Now obviously risking 2% is not the best thing you can do on a live account. If you don't want to lose it quick, or you're scared to over risk, you're not comfortable, then you stick to 1%. That's also fine. I just prefer to risk 1 to 2%, 1.5 on live accounts, just to make sure I can secure a payout, right? Now I've managed to get 14 payouts on one account, and the main thing here that I always preach is once you win a trade and have a payout, ignore the account. Just make sure it doesn't exist anymore until your payout date. Request the payout, get the money, and then repeat. Now, the one issue a lot of people have is they stick to fucking trading. They don't stop. They keep trading. Now, as you can see, we won this trade, right? Managed to get a payout. Then the day after, there was a setup, okay? Another setup for me, A+ setup. And that setup lost, but I didn't trade because I got a payout. So that saved me money, right? Stopping myself from trading because I had a payout made me money, because look, this is the setup, buys. Okay, I'd look for buys. I don't want to detail it too much because we're not here to talk about the strategy. We're here to talk about the payouts, right? And how to keep it going. This trade lost, as you can see. You see here, stop loss. Now if I was too greedy and took it again, I would have lost my payout. Now me losing my payout would have made me very frustrated, not because I lost the money, but because I broke my rules, right? So not breaking my rules here saved me. Now this is what I've been doing for the last year on this account, just completely repeating this process. I've lost about 3 trades on this account in the last year. And I'm not going to say you're going to be able to do it, but if you are very picky with your setups, you pick the right setups, and you just target a payout, you will be able to consistently get payouts. Now the main thing here is as well that if you do not know the difference between a good and a bad setup, then it's going to be a bit hard. So you need to work on that. Now how do you work on that? You get data, okay? You need to get data on it. So back test, do some forward testing, journal your trades, make sure you get the data on it and see what works and what doesn't. And once you can identify it like it's nothing, then honestly just execute. That's all it is. Then you just gotta execute. But the key to profitability, especially on prop firm accounts, is just make sure you accept your risk, you know your setup, and you don't get too caught up into it, because prop firm accounts are not real money. Okay, they are not real money. They're simulated. So you're not losing 50k, you're not losing 100k, you're losing the fee you paid. And especially once you've made more money on an account where you've gone into profit, for example, like I've done by getting 14 payouts on this single account, you don't really need to care much. That doesn't mean you need to treat it wrong, but just know there's no risk on the table anymore. You've secured profit. So just do what you do and stick to it. And if it works, it works. And if it does not work in that scenario, then it does not work. So don't get too caught up into it either. These accounts are not real. I feel like a lot of people treat this like it's their own money, like this 10k is their own money and blah blah blah. 50k is not. It's not your money. It's fake. So make sure you can afford the account that you're buying. Make sure you can buy it a good amount of times, and before you buy the accounts, that you accept the fact that you can lose the account. Other than that, make sure you stick to your A+ setups. If you do not do that, you're likely to lose. Honestly, if you take the bad quality setups, you're likely to lose. Now, you could do this to pass challenges quicker. I do this myself. It fails more often than it works, but when it works, then then it's nice, because you sped up the process. But that's not the way to making money on live accounts. Okay, so don't do that. Avoid that. Now, other than that, I don't have much. That's really all you need to get consistent payouts. Now, I've just said it all with my mouth, but it's not that easy to do, right? It's simple, but it's hard. So you're gonna have to put in a lot of work, especially if you don't have data yet and don't really have a strategy yet with your rules and all that. But I can help you with that. If you need some help, you can always check my link out in my bio. I've started a mentorship. I'm not just here to just teach for the money. I actually want to help people. So if you're interested, make sure to sign up on that. I also have a free Discord, which you can always talk to me in. I'm very active in there. But yeah, if you need anything, just let me know. Especially on my Discord, I'll see it. But yeah, good luck, and hopefully I'll see you soon.